This is a HID high-low beam light off my Yamaha. It's a new bike to me, and I noticed that it had no high beam. Seems to be a lot of people complaining about that. Now, what I've discovered is that these only have one light source. The HID operates from that little bulb just in the middle there. With some of them, to get high-low beam, this whole glass inner structure goes in and out. On this particular one, I've discovered they tip backwards and forwards, which this wasn't doing. So, of course, it's no good testing for continuity, whatever, between the two leads to the main globe, because there's no continuity. It jumps the arc, so you'll never get continuity there. But this little one here is a positive negative, which controls the electromagnet inside the housing. It's in there. On some of them, the electromagnet pulls this in and out. On this one, the electromagnet tips it from side to side. I shall show you. I'll just take the shield off. All this only goes together one way, so you don't have to remember too much. Take that shield off. That comes off. The little shroud comes off. And then this just pokes out from the middle. And there's your little electromagnet in there. What I discovered with this one, the reason it wasn't getting high beam was this little spring here had become detached. So that's a spring that goes from the bottom of the electromagnet up to the pivot there. The housing actually sits inside a little cutout on this bracket. And as the electromagnet energizes, it pulls that whole top plate in and out, which causes the globe, which you can see is already off at a bit of an angle, which is low beam, and that pulls it upright to make high beam. Just as the electromagnet closes that there, then the spring holds in tension. When I pulled it apart, the whole top plate was flopping around here and it got jammed up. As soon as I put the spring back on, put 12 volts onto put 12 volts back onto here, and it just started flopping, snapping into high beam, low beam, high beam, low beam. So yeah, saved a few dollars on that. And it just goes back together again the same way. They're the two leads for the main globe, and the plus and minus going to the electromagnet are actually underneath. This pops off here if you feel like doing that. There's no real need. So this only goes in one way. Make sure it lines up. We'll try it the other way. Try not to touch the globe. I've always heard that touching the globe can leave oil on it, which isn't good for them. Anyway, so that pulls through there. That goes back on top. That only goes on one way. And then put the shield back on, which is a bit fiddly, so I won't show it. So there you go. That may be one reason why your HIDs aren't going onto high beam. Check that first before you go out and buy new ballasts and everything else. No worries.